Welcome to Introduction to Machine Learning class. In this tutorial, we will learn about what is machine learning and how to get started with machine learning. Have you ever noticed how e-commerce giants recommend you what you would like to buy, and how does personal assistant application or bot works? How does a home automation robot works? Or how does a self-driving car works? Answer for all of these is machine learning. What is machine learning? Machine learning is a subfield of artificial intelligence which is inspired from human brains. ML mostly implements neural networks, which is an implementation of biological neuron cell in terms of machine. One of the most famous model for neuron is McCarthy-Pitt network, also known as McPitt network. McPitt network consists of multiple nodes, multiple input nodes, or dendrites in terms of a biological neuron. It consists of an TLU, which is known as threshold logic unit. TLU is responsible for performing or computing in a neuron cell, and an output axon Y. It is combined with weights W, which is similar to synaptic gaps in a biological neuron. TLU has an activation function which computes input and produces the result. Such a neuron is capable of learning and adapting to changes in the environment. A network of these neurons are used for better performance and quality results. This is a group of neurons used in different layers as input layer, hidden layer, and output layer. Most of the learning happens in hidden layer and output layer. Process of learning differs broadly on types of feedback given and knowledge of correct outcome. Types of learning can be broadly classified into three types as supervised learning, unsupervised learning, and reinforcement learning. Supervised learning is similar to classroom learning, where questions can be answered. In this learning technique, desired output to given input is known. It is provided by a supervisor. Output of network is compared with desired output for corresponding input, and based on errors, weights of hidden layer and or output layer is changed. Example is Gaussian naive Bayes and support vector machine. In unsupervised learning, there is no mapping of input to output function. Also, there is no role of supervisor in this learning type. So, calculated output may differ with desired output since there is no pre-idea of desired output. Example is k-means clustering and algorithm. Reinforcement learning. In reinforcement learning, output does not depend on one state of input. Instead, it depends on all the possible cases of input. Example, chess game. Machine learning algorithms can be implemented in many languages, but one of the most popular way is using Python. There are many packages available for machine learning in Python, but the two most popular are TensorFlow and scikit-learn. We will be using scikit-learn in this tutorial for implementing machine learning. We will be using the most basic and simple machine learning algorithm known as Gaussian naive Bayes. Gaussian naive Bayes is based on Bayes' theorem of probability, which is given as follows. If P of H given D is equals to P of D given H into P of H given D, where P of H given D is probability of hypothesis H given the data D. This is called as posterior probability. P of D given H is the probability of data D Given that hypothesis was true, P of H is probability of hypothesis H being true regardless of the data. This is called as pre-probability of H. P of D is probability of data regardless of the hypothesis. We will be implementing Gaussian naive Bayes in Python, and it is implemented as follows. First, we will import scikit-learn package of Gaussian naive Bayes. We will be referring to scikit-learn website for Gaussian naive Bayes. Here is an example of Gaussian naive Bayes algorithm in scikit-learn. Here the first statement, import numpy as np, imports the numpy libraries. Then we have created an array of dataset, predefined dataset, and we have provided the output for each predefined dataset, as Gaussian naive Bayes is an supervised learning algorithm. Then we will import Gaussian naive Bayes classifier from naive Bayes package. After this, we will call the Gaussian naive Bayes classifier, and then we will train x and y using fit function.